I'm back with the next part of our Peasant to Emperor series, and today we find ourselves in an uphill battle. Last time we finally defeated the Western Empire, but it didn't quite go to plan. The remains of the Western Empire have merged with the Northern Empire, which is probably the worst outcome for us. If they merged with the Southern Empire, we may be alright, but now the Northern Empire has become an absolute powerhouse. If we take a quick look at the quest, we're already on -71, so we're on the verge of losing this war already, and we somehow need to turn that around. But if we go to the diplomacy tab, the Northern Empire now has over 30 clans under its control. The only advantage we have right now is the fact that we somehow have 35 separate lords locked up. This will stop them from building armies, and it keeps their strength rank similar to ours. But if all 35 of those were to escape and rebuild armies, we would be outmatched. They would actually be stronger than us. So we are going to have to rebuild the army. We need to max out our troop count as high as possible. We also need to get the medic back. I completely forgot that after we got taken prisoner last time, the medic got taken prisoner as well. So we need to find him and get him back in the army, because without our miracle of a medic, we will suffer many casualties. So right now the plan is fairly simple. March back to the homeland, rebuild the army, recover the medic, and then counter any Northern Empire attacks. Once we're in that position, we can then think about launching attacks of our own. We have retrieved the medic and we have rebuilt the army. We are now over 300 strong. It is time to re-enter the battlefield and take the fight to the Empire. While I was gone rebuilding the army, we ended up losing a castle to the enemy, but our allies have assembled armies of their own and they're attempting to retake it. My only concern right now is I don't know where the Northern Empire army that sieged the castle has gone. There were over 1,000 of them and they've marched somewhere. So we do need to keep an eye out, because somewhere in this area is 1,000 Northern Empire soldiers waiting to strike. I don't think we'll need to assist our allies. They're already sieging the castle, so by the time we arrive, they should have taken it, and there's nearly 1,500 people there already, so they most likely don't need us. Maybe we move on to the next castle? Maybe that should be the goal? We could try assembling an army of our own, and maybe we can storm some settlements. Maybe that would be the best tactic. We have plenty of influence, so it's not like we're going to run out anytime soon. So maybe I'll assemble a party using the leftover lords and we will make our move. Maybe I'll actually go south and target this settlement here. We have arrived at the settlement, but I don't want to make my move yet. If I launch the attack too early, it'll attract the attention of the Northern Empire lords and we may get ambushed again. So I want to wait until some of the lords have arrived, and then we'll make our move. And are you okay, my friend? You kinda just walked straight into us. The soldiers have arrived and it is time to make our move. Today we strike back against the Northern Empire. For too long we have been distracted by the Western Empire, while the Northern Empire burns our land. But not anymore. Today we make our stand. We take the fight to them. We'll burn down their settlements. The enemy have no defenses, so it is time to strike. They won't be able to hold back our forces. Storm the walls, men. Kill every defender. The castle's in a bit of an awkward position because we have to push the siege tower all the way up the hill. It's going to be a little while before it arrives. We're just going to have to take down as many soldiers as we can while we wait. We've got a couple minutes spare, it seems. So we'll make the most of our time. We're on a roll right now. We're landing all of our shots. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty much like right in front of the enemy. I couldn't get any closer, yet I still managed to miss that one. Ah. Oh, someone else beat me to that one. Will you just stand still, my friend? There we go. Thank you. I appreciate it when my targets don't move. We have someone at the top of the tower. We just missed his head. There we go. Can I hit that archer's hands? We can. We do so much damage thanks to our bow skill right now. That even shooting a basic soldier in the hands kills them. We need to be careful though. We are taking quite a lot of damage just standing here in the open. And we only have one arrow left. There we go. And the siege tower has finally arrived. But if we take a quick look, it took almost 4 minutes for the tower to arrive. And we actually managed to kill 33 soldiers with our arrows. So not a bad effort overall. Now we're just gonna have to climb to our death, I guess. Are you ready, men? I don't know what's waiting for us. I can't imagine it's gonna be too good. Okay, it's actually fairly quiet. I was expecting a few more enemy soldiers. It's actually a little disappointing. I thought we'd have a larger welcome party than this. Okay, reinforcements may have arrived. We're gonna back it up a little bit. Don't mind me, lads. Backing it up. Oh! Okay, we backed it up a little too far. We missed the tower. Well, we didn't do too bad, eh? We managed to kill 41 in the end. But I'll leave the soldiers clean up. We shouldn't have too much difficulty, I don't think. Although that kill feed is actually looking a little red. And the men are climbing down the siege tower. What are you doing? Get up there and fight! Take down the Empire! That was only the first battle, yet we have suffered many casualties already. I am down to about 260 soldiers. And then it hit me. I just remembered something. If we go to the clan, we got the medic back in the army, which was the plan, but I forgot to assign him as my actual surgeon. You've got to be kidding me. I sacrificed so many soldiers. I went out of my way to recover him and I forgot to make him my medic. And now we have to suffer from my rookie mistake. Losing all those soldiers already. If we take a quick look at the quest, we have managed to move the bar to -39, so it's not as close to losing as it once was, but we are still losing overall. But if we keep up these attacks, keep the momentum going, and keep taking territory from the Northern Empire, we should hopefully be able to win this war. We just have to hope no other kingdom becomes greedy and starts a war with us. Mainly Sturgia. That's who I have my eyes on right now. We recently signed peace with the Aserai and we're allies with the Khazate, so if anyone's going to attack me, it'll be those damn Sturgeons. They're always up to something in the north. But now we need to plan our next move. We're losing the castle we just retook from the Empire, and they're attacking it with an army of 1,000 soldiers. I think we have no choice but to march. We have to try and capture that army before they retake the castle. We can't allow the war to tip back in their favour. We have to try and keep all of our land. Every time we lose land and attempt to retake it, it just slows us down. I see there's a tower and ram there already though, which means the enemies might have launched their attack. I don't know if we're gonna make it in time. They're suffering heavy casualties. Can the castle hold out? No, there's only 5 of them. Damn them. Damn the Empire. Alright, my friend, the moment you step foot outside that castle, we will eliminate you. We will wait outside day and night, weeks, months, even years if we have to. We will eliminate you, my friend. I have called upon even more Battanian lords. Look at the size of the army we'll have once they arrive. If they're not going to come out of the castle, I'll make my way in instead. One way or another, the Empire will fall. The enemy have marched out to meet us on the battlefield. A lord or two showed up, so now they're overconfident. They think they can take us down. My friend, You have it all mistaken. You have not caught us. You have fallen for my trap instead. It is the Emperor himself. I have to say though, before we jump into this battle, I am impressed with the enemy leader. If we take a look, he is a 72-year-old man, yet he is on the front lines leading his men. So even though he is our enemy, we must respect him. It looks as though the battle is fairly even. It's slightly in their favour and they have 5 extra soldiers. Will those 5 soldiers make all the difference? I don't know. And this shall be where we make our stand, men. On the edge of the forest. The enemy cavalry will hopefully get stuck inside the trees, which will eliminate the Empire's advantage over us. I assume the enemy are going to play as the aggressors, considering they stormed out of their castle to fight us. So we're just going to wait. Wait for their arrival. I assume the cavalry will come first, which will be perfect. We can eliminate them early and turn the tide of battle. The enemy infantry is closing the gap and the cavalry is also coming near. My cavalry, attack their cavalry, men. As for the infantry, we won't worry about them too much. They shouldn't be a problem for us, men. How many times have we faced an Empire shield wall? Defeating the Empire is now in our blood. We were born for this, men. It is our only purpose in this life. Hang on a minute. Did I just eliminate the Emperor himself? Surely that's gotta cripple the morale of the soldiers. Your leader has fallen. Surrender. Give up. Your kingdom will soon follow. They have sturgeons fighting in their ranks. They also have legionaries, the finest infantry the Empire can get. This is not going to be an easy battle, men. It is not going to be an easy one. How has our cavalry done? Our cavalry has actually won the battle. Alright, cavalry, eliminate the enemy archers. We'll deal with the infantry. The enemy have not managed to breach the shield wall yet, but I don't think he'll be able to hold out too much longer. Although our shield wall is mighty, there are just too many enemies. Hang on a minute. Enemy cavalry? I thought we had won the cavalry war. Or is that our own soldiers? I don't know. We still haven't managed to take down the entire Empire infantry. They're still battering our shield wall. Just hang in there, men. Hang in there. There's not many of them left. They're starting to push their way through. This is not ideal. We need to close the gaps, men. Form a tightly compact shield wall. Don't allow the enemy soldiers to breach our ranks. And we have taken down the first wave of enemies, but it's only just the beginning. Soon the next wave of enemies will be upon us. There shall be no rest this day. Enemy cavalry has arrived. I don't think there's anything left of our cavalry, if I'm completely honest with you. We have about 10 cavalry left. That's it. 10 mounted riders. Just hold position, men. The enemy are regrouping. They're gonna be back. This battle is not over yet. Alright, archers, hold fire for now, men. What's going on? Are the enemy in a full retreat? Or are they just regrouping? I'm not entirely sure, if I'm completely honest with you. The men are cheering, so it must be over. We've done it. We've held out for now. We have defeated the enemy army, but that was just the beginning. We cannot stop now. Next, we target the castle. We're gonna make our move now while we have 800 soldiers, and then the rest can join us. I don't think the Northern Empire are gonna be able to assemble an army to take us down that quick. The reinforcements should arrive before any enemy army shows up. Alright, I think I have spoken too soon. There is already an army of 800 soldiers walking past. We are gonna have to abandon siege and we are gonna have to intercept the army, I think. We can't allow 800 soldiers to run straight past us. We can't make the same mistake as we did last time. And hang on a minute. There's already another army at the castle of 700? So there's 800 here on their way? With 700 already at the destination? What is going on? I knew this would be a problem. The moment the enemy had 30 odd clans at their disposal, we're gonna be in for a long fight. It is not gonna be easy winning this war. This time we are the aggressors. We are gonna have to launch the attack on the enemy. I have arrived. I am already in position. So is the cavalry. But the infantry, it's kinda slacking, men. Come on. Into position, soldiers. We've got a war to win. The Empire won't be able to hold that position for long. The archers have moved into position and they're gonna absolutely annihilate them. My friend, surrender. Just surrender now. And they've turned their backs to us. Why have you turned your back to an army of about 200 archers? Maybe even more, to be honest with you. I don't know how many archers we actually have. Oh, we have about 240. Fair enough. Shield wall, men. But the archers have pretty much eliminated half of the enemy already. It will make our lives a little bit easier. Well, I say a little easier. We've pretty much won this battle before it's even begun. Are the enemy regrouping or have they given up already? It seems that they may be regrouping. Their morale hasn't completely been crushed yet, but I don't think it'll be much longer. They're trying to throw javelins at my soldiers from this close. How dare they? Oh, that was one of mine. I saw him in knight's armor, so I automatically assumed he was an enemy. Oh, what have I done? Why do we have imperial cavalry, damn it? Who signed off on that? Well, the shield wall will clean up. Now, I don't think they're going to exactly lose this battle. There are enemy reinforcements on the way, but by the time they arrive, I imagine the enemy's morale is going to be crushed. I can't imagine they're going to fight much longer. Are you one of mine this time? I believe you are, since I'm not doing any damage to you, my friend. But it's just a case of cleaning up now. There's only a handful of enemy soldiers remaining. They're kind of attacking us in waves, which makes it even easier for us. I mean, when you march single file to your death, what is the point in continuing, my friends? Hang on a minute. Oh god, they must have heard me talking crap about them. They're trying to eliminate me. Surely at this point the battle is over. At what stage do you finally call it quits? You had an army of 800, there are now about 10 of you. Just give up. The enemy even have looters fighting for them? Are they that desperate? That's the Empire for you. They're even willing to enlist criminals. Alright, soldiers. Clean up, men. Just eliminate them at this point. We don't need to hold the shield wall anymore. Let's get this over and done with. After getting the medic back in the party and actually making him our clan surgeon again, I've noticed our casualty rate has massively dropped. We're no longer losing as many soldiers, which is great for us, but now we're going to have to march to the castle. We could attack the enemy castle, but is there any point if we're about to lose one of our own? Then again, I don't know if we're going to be able to make it in time. Are we going to find ourselves a little late like last time? It doesn't look like the enemy have launched their attack yet. I believe they're still building the siege camp, which gives us time. And thankfully, we have made it in time. They didn't manage to launch the attack, so the garrison is actually intact right now, although that being said, there are only 25, so maybe they're not intact. Maybe we were a little bit late, but the castle didn't fall, that's the main thing. The enemy soldiers have positioned themselves in the furthest spot possible, so we have had to run across the entire map just to finally get here. And now that I have arrived, my army is once again nowhere to be seen. So cavalry, you may as well get up in the trees for the moment, lads. We don't need you just yet. But this is going to be a bit of a pain. I had to get this close to the enemy before we could finally see them because of the way of the terrain. Oh no. Why is the enemy cavalry running at me? Infantry? This isn't ideal. Okay, this is a bit chaotic. The enemy cavalry has cut down our archers. Alright, stand as one, men. Stand as one. The enemy have used the terrain to their advantage. This is not ideal. And now they're closing the gap. They've got us right where they want us. This is not great, men. Infantry, attack! We don't have time to form a shield wall, men. We just have to charge head on. Fight the enemy. Do not back down. Here is all fallen apart. This was not the battle I signed up for. Who is friend? Who is foe? I do not know anymore. Hang on a minute. Are these mounted archers following me? Is that why they keep circling me? I was wondering why like 4 mounted archers just kept running laps around me. We have managed to cut down the initial enemy army, but reinforcements have arrived on the hill. We can't stop now, men. We may as well advance. The enemy have the high ground, but do not fear. Oh no, the kill feed is turning red. Fear, men. Run for your lives. Scatter. Who am I kidding, men? Fight till the end. Till the last man. Just as I was bragging about how our casualty rates have massively dropped, we then find ourselves in a battle like this. I think I've got to give props to the enemy tactician this time. They did outplay us with the terrain advantage. I can't imagine the enemy are going to fight for much longer. We've eliminated most of them. They're all scattered. It's a bit chaotic, but I think we've won this battle and we can move on to the next target. Hang on a minute. Are you telling me the enemy still aren't done? They refuse to give up? Never mind, it's over now. The men are gonna clean up, and we are done. Surely at this point we have taken down enough Northern Empire armies that we can now launch an attack on their territory. We should be able to march in and take this castle, then I think we'll march north and take the next castle. After that, I'm not entirely sure what the plan is. Maybe this settlement on the bridge? This one is too far south and kind of out of the way. And this one's too far north and kind of out of the way also. So I'm not too sure. Maybe this settlement and this castle will be the perfect combo as they're right next to each other. So maybe that should be the strategy. Castle 1, Castle 2, settlement, and then Castle 3. But this all is assuming that the Northern Empire don't assemble another army. But I mean, if we take a look at the diplomacy, they still have a strength of over 10,000. With the amount of lords they have at their disposal, I imagine there's going to be another army come in fairly soon. I don't think we've stopped them yet. Alright, listen up soldiers, we are going to march once again. We're just going to make our way to the castle. We'll have to react to any enemy armies we see on the way, but hopefully we get a nice clean path to the castle and invade the Northern Empire. We have arrived at the enemy castle with an army of nearly 2,000. Surely you guys can build the siege camp pretty quick. It shouldn't take us too long to build any of the equipment, and we should be able to launch our attack. The enemy have yet to build a catapult, and hang on a minute. There's an enemy army assembling in the background. I see how it is. Alright, well, we're not going to hang around. We're just going to launch our attack. They do have a catapult, but it shouldn't cause many problems. I mean, a single catapult, there is nearly 2,000 of us, so if they somehow win this battle, I'll probably uninstall the game. But we are going to enter the battlefield and take the castle. We have entered the battlefield and we are trying to take the castle, but for some reason my PC is not a fan. I don't know what's going on. We've never run into issues like this in the game before. Well then, I have to say that was quite the interesting battle. I really have no idea what went wrong there. We've never run into that before, and hopefully it's just a one-off. But if we take a quick look at the map now, we're slowly making progress. We are pushing the Empire slowly inland, and we're conquering everything in our path. But where do we go from here? What direction do we take? Do we go north? Do we go east? Do we go south? I really have no idea. But if we also take a closer look, there are a lot of enemy lords surrounding us. I think we caught their attention after launching the siege on the castle, and there's also an army assembling. So we do need to keep an eye on their army. I would try and chase them, but I don't think I'm going to be able to catch them in my current state. They are going to be quicker than us. And the Aserai have just declared war on me. Well then. Did we not just sign a peace treaty with you not too long ago? What is going on? Are we going to have to release the army, so now we're going to have to fight the Empire and Aserai once again? Oh man. It never ends, does it? It truly never ends. Well, we may have to rethink our battle strategy once again. The Aserai have thrown a bit of a spanner in the works. Are we going to have to march and defend the land? Do we continue our invasion? I really don't know. We're currently sitting at -33, so we are slowly turning the war in our favour again, but we are still losing. What to do, eh? What to do? What would be the best strategy from this point? I really don't know. I got a feeling we are going to have to give up at least half the army. I mean, a lot of the lords, if you take a look, they don't have a lot of soldiers. And, well, if we have every lord in our army, there's no one defending the homeland. So I am leaning towards either disbanding the army or at least freeing up half of it. We can't afford to run around with all these lords and take them away from the homeland. But I'm afraid that's all we're going to have time for now. If you have any suggestions on what direction we should take next, please let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, see ya.